did you hear? Yeah, girl, what?
Hey guys, welcome to Hey Girl, Did You Hear? I'm Kristen.
And I'm Jessica.
Today we are going to talk about a really cool experience that we did a couple days ago. We went to a rage room. It was Jessica and I's first time going there. What did you think about it? Hold on, before we get like too far into it.
Yes.
Hit that like and subscribe down below.
Please do.
Please. All right. First, I want to say, so we talked about going to a rage room because it's just cool. Like, who wouldn't want to go break a bunch of shit, right?
Right. I was a little skeptical at first because I've only seen like clips of that stuff.
Yes.
And I'm like, okay.
I know.
Like, really, does this exist?
It does.
How cool would that be, though?
Yeah.
Right?
So we talked about it. We're like, yeah, let's freaking go. The next time I'm in town, we're going to make it happen. So we went a couple days ago. What drew me to that place when I was searching for them was I had noticed that they were a nonprofit on their website. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. So all of their proceeds from the rage room go to the nonprofit that the people run, which is, I just have it written down right here. I just cannot read my own handwriting, apparently. It is called Joyful Journeys Community Enrichment.
All right.
So that's the nonprofit that benefits from the proceeds from the rage room.
Okay. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I mean, what a cool way to gain revenue for that.
Right? I mean, obviously, they do like other events and stuff like that to raise money for their nonprofit, for their organization. But they're based out of Broomfield. The Rage Room is in Westminster. The Rage Room was Super Smash Rooms in Westminster.
Mm-hmm.
Their pricing was very comparable. I felt our package was well worth the value.
Absolutely.
When we got there, the lady, Tasha, she was
great.
I loved her energy.
Yeah.
She was hyping us up.
Yeah.
It was dope. She got us all in our geared up in our little freaking helmet.
Our helmets and
our little bug
coveralls.
screen.
Yes.
It was so much fun. But yes, if you guys are looking to like get some energy out and some emotions or whatever, definitely think about going to the Rage Room. We're going to talk more about how we felt with it. If you know anyone that's struggling in your community that needs help with like food, clothing essentials, stuff like that, Joyful Journeys Community Enrichment can help you with those things. So definitely go check them out and reach out if you need anything. I'll put all of their links and everything in the description for you guys. So make sure you see those and check them out when you hit that subscribe button as well. Don't forget that shit.
No. That's important.
Yes, very important. All right, so let's get into the fun part about the Rage Room.
Okay, so I have to admit, when I walked into this thing, like there was a lot of apprehension. Like I had explained to a couple people previously that I was a little nervous because you're walking in with the intent of breaking things.
Yes.
And that, as someone who pretends to like to follow rules, it makes me a little apprehensive because I'm like, well, I'm not supposed to break things.
Right.
Like
we're taught our whole lives, don't break that.
It's very intentional not to take the computer tower and huck it against the wall. Like,
right.
It's not something you want to do.
Your court's trying to choke you over there.
Well, it heard about what I did to those electronics and is out to get me. It's not a good situation here. I think I'll get it to cooperate eventually. Anyways, but it was really cool to see all of the things that she was able to get creative with to give us to destroy, like the TVs, the glass.
The glass was my favorite.
So I don't know if this reveals stuff about me, and it might, but one of my favorite noises is the sound of breaking glass. That pop and shatter for me is, I don't know, it just brings me joy.
There's something about it that definitely like gives you like that little fuzzy feeling inside for sure.
So is it because you like broke something and that's bad? Or
I don't
Is
know.
it the noise
maybe
itself?
It's like a combination of like the noise. I don't know.
The act,
the vibration, the energy, the act of it. I don't know.
Well, because you were always taught glass things are fragile, right? Like, ooh, be careful. That's
don't
glass.
Don't break. Yeah.
And so when you break something that's glass, you're like,
it's probably because it's like such like a devious thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm not supposed to do that.
But we walked
but I did it,
and it was completely intentional. It was. You're like, you break your first piece of glass, and you're like,
It's funny because I was telling Trevor and the girls about it, afterwards, which we didn't really talk a whole lot about how we felt about it. Like, we're like, yeah, that was so much fun. Like, we kind of just like left it
and then
at that.
sat in silence in the car the whole way back.
Like kind of just like maybe processing. Like we were so tired and we were so sweaty.
So sweaty.
We were so sweaty. The coveralls. I shouldn't have not worn jeans if I didn't think ahead of time.
Right, like it made sense once we showed up as to why coveralls, helmet,
yes,
gear. Yeah, all the protective gear, which is super. Like, love the precautions taken.
Right. The room that you're in is like a padded room too. It's like probably soundproofed or somewhat at least soundproofed.
Right.
So there's no airflow in there at all.
Right.
So the door like cracked, but it was weird because I felt like so we took GoPros in there. I'm gonna share some footage with you guys. I'm gonna put together like a little clip video, so I'll share it with you guys during this episode. But I noticed when I was looking through it, you could tell like our energy changed. Like it took us a minute to kind of get into it.
Right, to figure out what we were doing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like to be okay with breaking stuff, right? And kind of just like letting loose and kind of like getting over like that mental thing of like, okay, I'm in here and I'm breaking stuff,
Right.
and like there's like loud rock music playing.
Like, this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But once we got into it, it was
a lot of fun.
So much fun.
Dude, you went so hard.
And it was such a good release. Like, did you not feel good afterwards?
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
did you not feel like you got some
I did something.
tension out or whatever?
Absolutely, I did.
Any sort of release out.
Yeah.
I was joking ahead of time because I felt like I was going to cry
I had
during
the same
race.
fear. Same fear. I told people, I think I'm going to
Me
cry.
When I was telling Trevor about it, that I booked the rage room, in telling him how excited I was to go, I was getting teary-eyed telling him about it. How ridiculous is that?
Well, I don't think that's ridiculous.
Because I was like, it's gonna feel so good. Like, it's gonna be such a good release,
I think you had such a.
And he's like, you have such
couple.
He's like, you have some anger
emotions
issues
going on at that same time that created that magic.
Yes,
Yeah,
always, right?
Yeah.
No, but I think women understand that, especially, obviously, more so than men. I mean, men typically aren't as emotional as women, when it comes to that sort of stuff.
I don't think it's a matter of like aren't as typically. I just think they have like it's a different range of emotions for them.
It is.
It's a scale almost.
Yeah,
and
but
we're like on this end of the scale, and they're on this end of the scale.
If you think about like teenagers and like their hormonal rages, or even like menopause hormonal rages, like a hormone rage is intense. Like, unless you've experienced it or know what I'm talking about,
Right.
You're not gonna know.
I mean, do I remember my hormonal rages from when I was a child? Probably not. Have I been in contact with people of that age group to
witness or
experience
see
that? No, I haven't either. Let's see. I moved.
I mean, you've heard about it. Through
I moved
me.
out of my house before my mom was that age, so
yeah.
I'm lucky so far. I guess I get to experience my own
I
hormonal rage and my.
I guess I'm the only one that has that problem.
Well, okay, you are not the only one, just the only one at this table.
No.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. But yeah, I mean, I thought it was going to be more emotional for me. But in the moment, I was just like, this is so much fun. Like, it was really cool to experience that with you.
Yeah.
And kind of share that. And then when I was watching the footage, I sped it up really fast. It looked so funny. I might speed it up.
Some of them clips.
Some of the clips, because it just looks a little better.
Yeah.
In that aspect, on some of them for sure. But the glass was flying everywhere. I thought it was so crazy
right.
that they had a drum heads in there. Because I'm a drummer. I'm like, what are the freaking odds?
I saw like the ends of like the chair and like where you
the cymbal,
the
hi-hat stand.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh. And then looked in the rubbish pile, and then there's 2 whatever you call them looking
toms.
things. Yeah.
It made me miss my drums more. And then I tried to like demolish the drum because I was like, they were very solid.
Yeah.
Drums are very solid wood.
It was.
Let me tell you that.
It was
like
we had a tough time destroying those.
We did. And even the amount of times that I was like going ham on that, on like the wood of that and like the metal rims around, they were not even like hardly denting that wood at all. I was like, Jesus.
You're like, what's it gonna take?
For real, I gave up. I gave up on the drums.
My favorite part was the keyboard, like the typing keyboard, the computer keyboard, where like all the keys were just like confetti, all over the place. Like, that was like one of the first smacks. I think it was amazing.
It was so satisfying to watch.
Of course, the glass. Yeah.
When I threw that half liquor bottle that I found in the room up, and I didn't expect to hit it like on the first try.
You did such a great job.
And the glass just went, and I was like, oh, that was dope. It was so much fun.
Exactly how it's supposed to be.
Yes, yeah. But I didn't think it was going to in my head. Like before I did that, I was like, I'm probably going to fuck this up.
Right. No, not at all.
And then, you know what else was a really strong item that I didn't expect was the computer towers.
Yeah, the computer towers were robust.
Like the shells of those things.
They're built with something different.
They are.
I get it, but I don't get it at the same time.
You got to get down in there to start getting
just to like
to
get
get
stuff
like
apart.
motherboard pieces flying out.
Yeah,
and little shrapnel pieces. Like you have to get the shell off, and then there's like that metal frame.
Yeah,
that is strong as shit.
That like holds it all together, dude.
I was very surprised. We had like a little mini side conversation. I was like, this shit is very strong.
It's robust.
Very strong material.
Can't get to the insides. I want the piece in the middle.
Yes.
Oh, what was your favorite weapon?
The baseball bat, of course, because it's so simple and cliche.
Yeah.
But they had that big ass like wrench thing.
The pipe wrench.
Yes.
That
worked well because it was very like top heavy.
Yeah.
But dude,
how's
my
your
shoulders are so sore still.
Really?
Yeah. Well, I also like deep cleaned and like hand vacuumed like with the hand tool my stairs in my house yesterday, and like moved all the dog kennels and like vacuumed in between all the little railings.
So you were like,
because we have a party tomorrow,
doing the house workout.
Yeah. So I did that on top of already having sore shoulders from the day before. So my shoulders are very sore now. So I'm gonna skip my arm workout next week, like for 3 days.
You're like for the next until
maybe like
future.
2 weeks. Yeah. I'll just focus on legs and abs for the next 2 weeks.
Got it.
Arms and shoulders are good.
Done.
That's so funny. But yes, the Rage Room was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
I would definitely do it again.
Definitely.
I would totally do it again. Now that I know what to expect, I think I would go a little bit more crazy, I think, the second time around.
Yeah, because you're going to understand the process.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's the way it is with anything.
Yeah, for sure.
Like the first time I went axe throwing, I was like,
same.
Meh. And then the second time I was like, oh, I understand this.
Yes.
And then I was like actually trying to do stuff.
We should do that next.
Oh, yeah.
I actually really, I like it. It's so much fun.
Really?
I ended up in like a little random competition with someone, like a group of people we went to play with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we didn't know that we were going to be with an entire group.
I see.
But Trevor and I went with some people. This was years ago. And we ended up playing in an entire group with strangers in like teams.
Kind of like a little bowling league sort of thing, but like an
and
axe
like the guy at the axe place was like our instructor. So and like he was like not instructor, but like telling us like what we needed to do, you know, like hyping us up, whatever. And I ended up like winning by throwing the axe and hitting. It was complete.
So you're the most accurate, or what?
I think this was definitely luck, because you know how on some of them they have like the really small like little targets like on the upper corner, the blue.
Mm-hmm.
I hit that one.
Oh, that's obviously more points.
Yes. But it was really cool. It was just it was one of those like, oh, we didn't know it was gonna be like this, and then ended up being really cool.
Yeah.
Because at first I was like, I don't want to fucking play with strangers. I came here to play with people I know. I don't want to play games
I
with
want to
strangers.
suck around people I like, not people I don't know.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. I get
You know?
it. I get it.
But it was fun. We should do that though.
Yeah, I agree. Something like there's so many. I love the fact that there's so many new little activities like that because
I
you've
know.
never seen axe throwing, smash rooms. What else can you think of? I don't know, just like the different venues, the different ways that places have found to entertain people, like the game rooms and stuff.
Like
places,
the arcade games, like One Up.
like places like Dave and Buster's or like what's the Punch Social, where they just have like bowling and then arcade games and then just it's like this huge venue of just things to entertain you and your friends and eat and drink. Like I love those places.
Me too.
Because I'm not a fan of just sitting down, eating and staring
talking
at you.
Yeah.
Because I will normally just sit there quietly.
I prefer to have like an interactive thing going on.
Yeah. Like you get to see a different side of me if I get to like play around with stuff. If I get to like be doing an activity, I get to come out of my shell a little bit more to whereas we're just sitting there drinking or we were just sitting there eating. I just kind of shut down because it's like, all right.
There's no need to be all like
excited for dinner.
Right?
No.
You're supposed to be excited with the people that you're eating dinner with.
Right. But still.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, I like food. Don't get me wrong.
No, but I know what you mean because there is definitely a difference.
Yeah.
Like in the many times that we go out and there's like a restaurant, like a lot of the restaurants will have like an outdoor area where they have the like little yard games and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Like those places are really cool. I like to go to those places. But I would much rather be doing something. Especially if I'm out drinking socially.
Yeah.
I need to be doing something. I'm not just going to go to a bar and sit there and drink and have a conversation.
Yeah. That's
like
hard.
we need to go do something while we're drinking.
And then
like play pool, throw darts. Like I don't care whether I'm good at it or not. Like something
I need
to like
interact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Keep the ADHD going.
Stimulate the demon. Yeah.
Stimulate all the things all at the same time. You know, like
it was great.
Yeah.
Great.
Speaking
of stimulate the demon, I picked up golf.
You did?
Yeah. My husband and I have started to go like hard into the golf scene.
I think that's so cool because I'm not into it.
It's how do you know you're not into it?
I don't know. Really. I've never played.
That was my favorite like stick to use in the rage room was that driver.
Yes.
The thing I broke.
You broke it.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
You broke the head off of it.
I wanted to sneak it in my pocket as a little trophy, but I think that was going to be disrespectful, so I left it. But yeah, dude, it's such a fun game, and it's a lot of fun to play. Like, there's a lot of things you need to do in order to get out of your own way. Like, it's really easy to get stuck in your own head because there's so many rules, there's so many moving parts. Like, you have to consider yardage and the club you want to use, and is there a slope? Is there a group of guys behind you that's way better and they're up your ass? Like, what's the game conditions like? Who are you playing with? Are they way better than you, or are you about equally matched? Like, there's a lot of things you can do to like just go, what? I don't want to do this anymore. And then when you go to hit the thing and it goes like off into the
abyss,
the nowhere zone,
right?
You're like, well, I just sold that to the farm.
Like, you have to actually play your ball where it lands. Is that like an actual rule?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of the whole point because
right.
If you're not any good, you're going to put it somewhere not good. And if you're
good,
decent, you're going to put it somewhere decent. So that way you get to the goal in less amount of shots, steps, goal points. I don't know. I'm sorry.
What are they called?
Shots. I don't know. See, that's the thing I'm learning. Like, there's a bunch of birds involved. There's like eagles and bogeys and birdies.
There's a bunch of birds.
Like, let's be real.
Why is that?
I don't know. I don't understand
I don't understand that either.
The definition of the terminology, but it's fun. Like, we've played at some beautiful courses.
Yeah, you've told me. And I will admit, I've seen some pretty amazing golf courses.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen other people, like, post pictures of them or, like, driving by or whatever. And it would give you a reason to, like, travel more as well, like more than you already guys do.
Right.
Like you could add that to something that you do when you do travel. I know people that do that, you know?
Well, then the
Like,
game
they
comes
go to
is like, do you
places-
bring your clubs with you or do you rent what's
Exactly.
at the place?
Exactly. But then it also becomes like, okay, we're going to go to freaking maybe a state that you would never not normally go to, but
play
a
golf
really cool golf course or a really
Right.
pretty golf course is there. Like living in RV life.
Mm-hmm.
I follow a lot of RV people on Instagram. Like, you know, RV
Yeah, that makes
lifestyle
sense.
people, you know?
So you can get the tips and tricks of the trade.
Yeah, and like it's cool. Like tons of people obviously live that life.
Yeah.
You know, full time, like families and stuff like that. And they're always posting different RV parks or where they're staying. But I've seen some very amazing RV parks in like Michigan and like random states. Like I would have no reason to go to Michigan or Minnesota or anything like that. But I've seen RV parks there that look amazing.
Oh my gosh.
That I would
see what
go
You're saying. You're like, I want to
strictly-
go for that RV park.
Yes.
Yeah. How cool is that?
Exactly.
How fun.
You know, so that could be something for golf too, because
Right.
they have amazing golf courses all over the place.
Like, I remember when we got married in Vegas, my dad, Chad, his father, his brother, like all the guys went out and played golf in Vegas. And I was like, I always wondered what that was like. It was, I mean,
It was hot.
hot. I get it. It's Vegas. But like, just like, what was the course like? Like,
Right.
was it pretty? Like,
Right. Was it a desert?
I
What
think
did it
that's
look
my
like?
favorite part about it is just kind of like the whole layout of it.
That
the
they're
whole
all
green.
different?
Yeah. And just, they all have their equal
Yeah.
challenges, if you will.
I think that I never gave golf a chance because growing up I always played like fast-paced sports, and I'm a very fast-paced person. And so golf,
You'd be surprised. Golf is still very fast paced.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because
you have to get through 18 holes. And the thing is, you're out there for 4 hours and you're not sitting down and just chilling.
like you're going hole to hole.
Right,
Hole.
like,
you're everyone's going.
If you're at a great course, you have a little cart that you paid for and then you drive that around. That's also kind of the fun part about golf.
Oh, well, duh.
Yeah. But there's a cute course here in Broomfield called Greenway, and it's a walking 9 par 4 course. So it's really short, simple, a lot of fun. You just drag your bag with you in a little cart.
Nice.
And just kind of go.
Can
as
you bring
go.
a wagon?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you do that because you're,
Oh,
or
okay.
you just carry it like a little
right.
backpack, which is tough on your shoulders, and you're
No,
beating
thank
those
you.
up anyway. So like, it's a lot of fun to go to good courses.
Yeah.
Because you're moving constantly. Like you can't really sit down because there's a whole series of things. There's like, you're in a sandwich of people. There's people in front of you and there's people behind you, and you have to keep pace.
Right.
So that everybody
So you don't want to
can-
get too close to the people in front of you, but you don't want to go too slow for the people
it's too
behind you.
Yeah, because it's unsafe either way.
Right.
So
That would be hard to judge, I feel like. Is it? Is
No,
it difficult
well-
or does it flow well?
the design is to flow well.
But does it? Does it?
Most of the time, yeah. I mean,
mini golf is like my extent.
You can control the pace.
Right.
Right. So like for me, since I'm learning and I'm not that great, I will, if my shot is really bad, I will pick it up
And just
either put it somewhere more playable,
right.
or just pick it up and like hit off a Chad shot, or just take it as a learning moment. And like, I don't really keep score yet. So
Right.
that's where I'm at. It's not,
You're
a matter
still
of
in
learning
the beginning
birds yet.
stages.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
Everybody starts somewhere.
But it's a
I
lot
think
of
that's
fun.
really cool though, actually. I'm all for anybody starting or trying something new. I'm open to it. I would definitely try. I just never had like the opportunity really to get into golf, I guess.
The part that made me think about it is like the venue, like Top Golf,
yeah.
kind of pars in line with that, with the different venues like axe throwing and
Right.
smash rooms and stuff like that. Because Top Golf wasn't really a thing. Because like putt putt was,
Yes,
but
which
the-
everyone loves putt-putt.
the ability to hit the balls out there, and the fact that you're on the like a level of things is a lot of fun
Right.
too. So
I will
I
say-
love that place.
Me too. I've only been to Top Golf like once or twice, but the first time I went, it was so much fun, and I was so happy that I actually hit the ball
Right.
because it's a different type of motion than what I'm used to hitting or swinging.
Because you want to swing it like a softball bat and you
Yes, I cannot.
can't. No.
And you know, it's just different. So
It is way different mechanics.
it is. But when you hit it and it goes woo, like you like hit it and it's flying.
It's so gratifying.
It is very gratifying. You're like,
"Go,
oh shit!
did it!" Did anybody know where that goes?
No one saw.
Did they see that? Because I lost it.
It's gone now. That's so funny.
That's why I play with like high visibility balls. Now,
bright ones or what?
They call them beginner balls, right? But the fluorescent orange, fluorescent pink are the ones I like to play with. Like they're cool.
I would play with those ones for sure.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Hell
Well, because
yeah.
it makes it easier to spot it. Because that's half of what takes a bunch of time is finding that
The dang
tiny ball in this sea of green, or if you're terrible, dead stuff and tall grass and like if it's in the pond, it's gone. So don't worry about getting it.
What do you think about coming to Florida and doing some golfing out there with the alligators?
That'd be fun. I mean, you just gotta like poke them to make them go away, right? Like
Usually.
I don't want anything to do with you. You don't want anything to do with me. Just go away.
Just go away.
Yeah.
Go away.
I mean, I'm not scared of alligators. Let's go. Yeah.
They're not that bad.
Can't imagine.
I've only seen one, actually. We saw one alligator like out, you know, like in natural habitat one time driving when we were going to pick up Vinny at the dog kennel place.
The alligator was driving? What was he driving?
We were driving.
Oh.
We saw the alligator while we were driving on the side of the road. Stupid. See what I have to deal with, guys?
What?
No,
See what I have to deal with?
I mean, it'd be really cool if alligators could drive.
That would be terrifying.
Yeah. Would be terrifying. They don't have the proper hands. Little baby. Oh my god. Anyways, we were driving to go drop off or pick up Vinny from the dog place, and their location is like South Miami, like Homestead area in Florida, and it's like Everglades area, and so there's a whole canal. What's so funny? Oh
so
my
sorry.
god! No, it's okay. I love it. Okay,
Right. So he was in your little canal.
he was in the canal. Anyway. Oh my god! Stop. We're dying here now.
Whew,
Oh
okay.
man.
Here we are.
All right. Glad we got that out of the way. All right. Anyways, the alligator was driving. I'm just kidding.
See, I told you he was driving. Oh,
You got me all fucked up now. Jesus, my eyes.
fucking same.
Sorry, guys. Okay.
I'll keep my
We were
mouth shut.
driving. Anyways, we saw the freaking alligator just on the side.
Right.
Not of like the road, but like there's a little canal along that
Right,
runs
because
along
I imagine
the
they
road.
have like a lot of like road cut away.
Yeah.
For like water runoff. And
Yeah.
all that stuff. Yeah.
But like next to the road, there's like this weird canal thing, and I would assume, I've always assumed there were alligators in there, and
What made you think that?
because there's certain types of there's certain bodies of water that you look at in Florida, and you're like, there's probably alligators.
There's
in
an
there.
alligator in there.
Yeah.
Like a bathtub.
Yeah.
There's an alligator in there.
Like you should always assume that a body of water in
Has an
Florida
alligator
has an
in it.
alligator in
That's
it.
fair. That's fair.
Yeah, most of the time.
It's like in the desert, you just always assume.
Unless
your
you're
shoes
like
have scorpions in it.
way up north, like central Florida.
I see that.
But
Okay, that's fair.
obviously like more down south.
So we have like roadside alligators.
Yes. But one time when we were filming an episode, we were gonna do one at this alligator park,
Mm-hmm.
and my nose is still running from laughing. Raven and I had went into the park at first to talk to the guy or whatever, and kind of like scope out the area. We did not end up filming there, but he had a whole like cage, you know, area full of alligators.
Wow.
And it was so crazy to see them like up
En masse.
that close.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like in personal, because they looked like statues. They were just all so still. They looked fake, dude.
Wild.
Like, it was insane. Like, even in the ones that were in the water, I probably have a video of it. I'll drop it in there because I think that'd be cool for them to see.
Yeah.
Even in the water, they're just so still, not moving at all.
Just trying not to be seen.
Exactly. Yeah. And it was really cool to see that. But that was the only time I really like seen them like in their natural habitat.
Right.
I don't know what I would do if I saw one like actually. Like, you know, if I was like going on a hike somewhere, like sometimes I'll go for like little walks in the state parks that we stay in.
Yeah.
Or if there's like walking trails or pretty things nearby, I just go explore.
Right.
And a couple times I've like been wandering down like these trails in the state park, and you know, Florida is kind of marshy and squishy grounds. And a lot of those like really like heavily like wooded like tree areas, you know?
Yeah.
And you know, there's water freaking everywhere in Florida, it seems like. I wonder why. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
I didn't know.
That's so weird.
No, but there's a few times where I was like walking down some trails and I'm like, it's a little sketchy over here.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like there's some water over there and there's like nobody else around. It's just me.
Right.
And I'm like, maybe I should go back the other way. I'm like, I don't really know where this path leads, you know? I don't know enough about this area.
I don't know what's down there.
Yeah, I don't want to get ate by a fucking alligator right
or
now.
at least like have to put your dog in that situation.
Right.
Right.
That too, for
the
sure.
other issue is like up here, you just carry a big old can of bear spray and hope for the best.
Right.
Yeah. Like, is there alligator spray? Like,
no, there's none of that.
But I imagine it's probably one of those things where it's just as scared of you as you are of it.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with like sharks.
Yeah.
I mean, yes, you know, people get attacked by sharks, but like also a lot of those people are dumb.
Right. They're kind of putting themselves in that situation.
They are.
Right.
And like there's tons of, you know, Trevor does a lot of scuba diving. And so he watches a lot of videos and stuff on divers. And there's tons of divers that have interactions with sharks. And like there's this one girl, actually, I don't remember her Instagram, but she is a diver and she like teaches people how to like dive.
Interact with them.
Yes. So like if you were to come in contact with them, like what's the proper way to like move them and like redirect them in a way that's non-threatening, right? So they're not going to attack you or become aggressive or feel that you are trying to attack them. You know?
Yeah.
Because most of the time people get attacked is because they're flailing around and whatever.
Right.
You know
They're
what
looking
I mean?
like food or they're looking like they're going to hurt.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah. But I think we're at our 30-minute mark.
We made it.
We made it. We made it.
Giggles included.
Yeah. We're going to have to cut out 5 minutes of the laughter.
Hey, you know, when you see an alligator driving, that's something to be noted.
His little hands. Like they have little T-Rex arms. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Did you hear Ranger not scratching at the door?
Yeah, the T-Rex arms trying to get in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My dog Ranger, I'll say this real quick and then we'll wrap up. My dog Ranger, he learns how to open the doors in our house.
He's a smart dog.
Thankfully, that doesn't have the proper doorknob on this door.
No, but
otherwise
he
he
would
would
like a
open.
spoopy ghost.
Yeah, he's out there right now trying to get in.
Yep.
But our basement door has like a long handle on it.
One of those like push down handles.
Yeah, a push down handle.
Mhm.
So, and the basement door is an outward swinging door. For it first
Well,
started,
that makes sense though.
no,
'cause
but
it's
he
a
figured
basement
out.
door.
Yeah, but he for a dog to open an outward swinging door is weird. First of all, because it's easier to figure out how to open a door that pushes in.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Well, Ranger's a smart dog.
He is really smart, unknowingly smart.
Unknowingly.
I don't think he realizes like how smart he is. Because he figures,
I don't think that's something he has to
figures-
realize. He just knows how smart he
he just
is.
figures things out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I can do this now. And he just goes in and out of rooms around the house. He figured out how to open our sliding glass door from the outside, bro. If the dogs are outside and he wants to come in, he's figured out how to open it. He jumps up. Excuse me, I had a burp. And he opens the door. He grabs the freaking handle with his teeth, dude, and opens it just enough
so he can push it.
So he can like push his little nose in and then like wiggle his body through, and then it opens enough that way for him to get through.
That's hilarious.
Yeah.
What a good boy.
Crazy little boy. All right, guys. Thank you so much for joining us today on this episode and hanging out with our Rage Room talk. Do you have any closing statements?
Closing statements? No, I don't.
Do you have anything you would like to share with our friends?
No. Thanks for stopping by. As always, I appreciate your time.
Thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Like and subscribe.
Thank you. Girl, did you hear?
Nah, girl, what?